To get started making your grounds, you'll need paper towels, water in a container, paint brushes, and then something to mix paint on. You'll only need to start with a little bit of watercolor. Here I'm using liquid. And then make sure before you begin to add enough water to your paint so that you can reach a large area. If you're wanting to paint a big area, mix a lot of paint. Go ahead and start using those techniques. You can splash, you can add area puddles to do wet into wet if you want to, but you're going to play. Don't worry about how it turns out. Right here I'm doing wet into wet. I'm dipping wet paint into wet paint. I'm splashing into wet and also onto dry. And just work back and forth. If you make a mistake, just keep on going. This will need to dry. When you're done with one, go on to the other page. You can even work them together at once if you want to. After you've completed your grounds in your sketchbook, it's time to play on the scrap paper. If you wet areas of your paper, like I'm doing right here, you can go back in with watery paint, drip it in, and then hold it up, and the paint will run down the areas that the paper is wet in. So I'm holding it up, the paint is running down, and it makes these little rivers. And if you keep on going and adding back in, the paint will continue to flow down the wet areas. So I'm splashing, and then I'm adding more, and watch this. The paint still runs, look at that, right down the areas that it's wet in. It's kind of cool. So don't worry about messing up. You're just going to keep on going. I dare you to make a mistake like that, and then go in and just keep on going, not worried how it turns out right now. You're just making a background. One thing I would like you to try with the scrap paper is try squishing it up. This will work best if your paper is wet. Right here, I've just added water to it, and I'm using my hands to squish it. If your paper tears, it's okay. You can also pat it dry if you want to and keep on going. When you are done, your sketchbook and your scrap paper will need to lay out to dry. And as a reminder, don't forget to check the back of your paper. You may like the back better.